Hello, and we've just watched the first game of the 2018 World Cup. Russia have absolutely dominated Saudi Arabia to win 5-0. Um, I personally didn't see it coming. I didn't expect Russia to be anywhere near as good. I thought Saudi Arabia would be better. I watched the Saudis in a friendly against Germany the other week, and I was quite impressed by them, to be honest. I thought they had a good game, played quite well. There was a few good players. One thing that I did notice in that game was that their left back kept getting caught out. Um, Thomas Muller was kind of playing as a right winger and he kept coming inside, and the left back was tracking him, and Joshua Kimmich was getting a lot of space in the right wing. Now, Russia employed that tactic a few times with varying success, but in the end, the Russians were well worth their win. Saudi Arabia were really, really poor. There was just a couple of things I noted about Saudi Arabia in the game. Um, so I've already said about the left back problem. They were a wee bit unlucky with the first goal. The defender sort of slipped as the ball came to him, which I think some of the commentators were talking it might have been a foul, but I don't think it was. I think it was a genuine slip, and that left the goal scorer, the space to get in and head home, sort of acres and acres of room then. Um, the second goal, Cheryshev got a wee bit lucky with the finish. Um, it looked as though they'd wasted the opportunity with a bad pass. But he managed to salvage it and obviously finished it well, by getting it past the two defenders. Third goal, you're going back 2002. Saudi Arabia conceded all the headed goals to Germany, and that goal was just reminiscent of that game whenever Klose scored the five headers. They just didn't look like they knew what to do whenever the ball was coming into the box, and it was the same today. Um, Cherishev's goal again, he's took that goal brilliant, and obviously Golovin's free kick was brilliant as well. Although I do think the goalkeeper could have done better, and he was actually one of the players that did impress against Germany. But we'll try not to give too much criticism to Saudi Arabia, although definitely one of the big things that I saw was they sort of lined up. It was almost a bit. It was inconsistent. I thought the way they were playing was they were kind of trying to line up with the defense, play the ball out from the back, the two guys, but their midfield was miles away. Their midfield, if you're going to be playing the ball out, they were playing as if they were expecting a long ball, where the midfield was maybe 20 to 30 yards away from them. So you're expecting centre backs to play 20, 30 yard passes through gaps, and it was causing all kinds of problems for them. They were playing these passes, Russia were intercepting them, and then there was 2 and 3 men back, for Saudi Arabia, and they got caught out a few times doing that. Um, I genuinely don't understand what the point in that tactic was. If you're going to try and play the ball out, you need your midfielders to be dropping in and coming to collect the ball, and the Saudi Arabians didn't do that at all. Um, Russia, to their credit, that's a great result for them. 5-0 at home, in front of their home fans, takes the pressure right off. It could have been. I genuinely didn't think they would have won the game. They've been in horrible form, and I thought this wasn't going to be good, and that Saudi Arabia might have been able to nick a point. But no, they done the job. They got the 2 goals in the first half, which kind of took the pressure off. The third one won it, and then the fourth and fifth were just the icing on the cake for them. Jagoev going out of the tournament is obviously a big blow for them, but we all seen what Cheryshev was capable of whenever he come on. It shouldn't really be a surprise to anybody. He's been one of the best midfielders. There was a season a couple of years ago whenever he was at Villarreal, and he was one of the best midfielders in the Liga. Scored quite a lot of goals, set quite a few up, and then he sort of went back to Real Madrid and didn't really work out for him, and then he's been just sort of loaned and moved about since. But he's had a bad season again at Villarreal this season. Really, he didn't really get an awful lot of opportunity, but he showed that a couple of seasons ago what he was capable of, and he had a great game coming on there. So, um, although losing Jagoev's a big blow for them, they do have a ready-made replacement there in Cheryshev. So there's only one game today, so there's not a great deal to talk about. Just the Russians demolishing Saudi Arabia. I think Saudi Arabia, we can pretty much put a line under them now. And Russia, well, I wouldn't have knew. I was sort of, Russia, Egypt, I don't know, Uruguay, probably are the favourites to win that group. But, Russia's given themselves a great chance now, 5-0. The group's goal difference. Obviously, Egypt and Uruguay will be looking and maybe fancying themselves against Saudi Arabia. We'll see just how bad they are. If they come out and play like they did today, then there's no reason like the likes of Luis Suarez and Edison Cavani would have a field day with that defence. But we have to maybe think that they might come out and play a bit tighter or a bit better, do something different, because they can't come out and play like that again. So moving forward, Russia probably another point, probably realistically another point will probably do them, to get into the last 16. So it's it's a massive boost for them. So looking ahead to tomorrow, there are 3 games, and I'm just gonna bring up the matches. Obviously I know the first one's anyway. It's Uruguay and Egypt is the first game. It seems Mo Salah is going to be playing for Egypt. It seems he's fit and ready to play. So obviously great news for the Egyptians. Uruguay should still be too good. There's just something about Uruguay. I'm not completely convinced. They they had the great tournament in 2010, 2014. They done okay in the groups, and then obviously they were well beaten by Colombia in the last 16. Man for man, and looking at some of the squad, they do have some great players. Obviously, Godin and Jimenez in defence, Torreira, up front, Suarez and Cavani, and there's quality. There's quality right through the team. So there's no reason why they shouldn't be expected to get a good run on the tournament. So we would probably say and expect that they will beat Egypt tomorrow. Mo Salah, El Nene, there's a few obviously decent players in the Egyptian squad. But I think we'll have to go for Uruguay. We got burned today, expecting a bit more from Saudi Arabia, and I think we'll go for Uruguay in tomorrow's game. The next one then is Morocco and Iran. Again, it's another one a bit like this one today, where it's not a game that people are going to particularly be concerned about. Everyone's going to be looking at it and thinking, oh well, Spain and Portugal's in that group, nobody cares. But realistically, this game is a massive opportunity for both those teams to show what they're capable of, and as long as it doesn't finish in a draw, if there's a winner in that game, and maybe the Spain and Portugal game finishes a draw, then that team was obviously going to be top in the group today or tomorrow, and if they then win or can take a point off one of Spain or Portugal, you're starting to look into goal difference and everything again there. So there's every reason or every opportunity that one of them teams, if they win it, could have a chance to go through. My biggest fear was that it would end up in a draw, but after today and just kind of looking at Saudi Arabia, and I think I'm going to probably just side with the African team, Morocco. So I think I might just predict a Morocco win tomorrow in that game. They're quite strong in midfield. El Amade, Boussoufa, Belhanda, Harit, Ziyech from Ajax. He's been linked with a lot of clubs. So I think possibly them. Obviously, there's a couple of big stars. The Benatia, Mede Benatia from Juventus, formerly Roma, Bayern Munich. He's another great player. Plays for Morocco. So I think I would probably go with them. Iran, obviously, their 2 stars are Sardar Uzman and Jahan Bask. Plays for AZ Alkmaar in Holland. I think he scored, was it 20? I think if I'm not mistaken, it was about 21 goals. I know he was the top scorer in the Eredivisie last year. So, that's a game that's important for those 2 teams. While it's not necessarily one that the European fan will look at and particularly look forward to, it's a very important game for those 2, and it's ultimately going to decide who's going to be the one to try and push Spain or Portugal. And speaking of Spain and Portugal, obviously they play tomorrow evening in the late game, which I would have probably said I would have expected a draw But the whole shenanigans that's been going on with Spain makes me maybe think that there might be a chance that Portugal might actually beat them tomorrow night. Although you just never know with Spain. They're a great team. But there just seems to be so much going on, so much rumour. Nobody really knows what's going on, and it just feels like 2014 again, where you know there's just something's not right in the squad. So I think I might just side with Portugal to beat them in that game, but again, it's a very tight match, and obviously both sides will be expected to go through to the last 16. But a bad start, and you just don't know. Obviously, with Fernando Hierro being the coach, nobody knows what do we expect from Spain. So it's hard to say. I think Spain will win because nobody knows. They're just a blank canvas. We'll see what happens. Hierro probably won't change too much. Obviously, it's too late for him to change anything really. But we'll see how it goes tomorrow. But for now, I think my predictions for tomorrow's game would be a Uruguay win, a Morocco win, and a Portugal win. Possibly verging on a Portugal-Spain draw, but I just can't see Spain beating them just the way things are going at the minute. But again, after tomorrow's games, we'll watch the games and we'll have a look, see what the players are playing, who's doing well, and we'll have a chat again. So if there's any questions or anything, put them in the comments. Just before I go, today's game obviously, Russia 5-0. Picking a man of the match for that game. Very tight. Denis Cheryshev was excellent and Golovin was excellent. But just purely because I've been a big fan of him for a long time, I'm going to go with Denis Cheryshev as man of the match for that game. So we'll have a look then anyway again tomorrow, and we'll see what happens in tomorrow's games. And as I said, any questions, give me a shout in the comments, or you can go to my Facebook page or my Twitter page. Thank you.